Behind the spirit of every marathon lies the dedication of those who build it. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to be guided by a leader who knows the heartbeat of athletics in our province. As the race director and president of AGW, he will now share the race overview and unveil the excitement through their simulation video. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome Mr. Thato Setlholo, who is the president of AGW. And we give him a round of applause until he gets here. Thank you.
Good morning, colleagues. I think normally when you have your leadership from government, you normally say protocol observed. Let me, well, at the church, the premiers, okay. No, thanks to for the opportunity. I think mine is really just a responsibility to take everyone through the race overview, the technicalities of the race, where we'll be running, anything risk related, and the details of the race. I think the athletes are streaming. They want to know exactly what's the prize money. So that's my responsibility for the evening, for the morning. I just quickly want to check, is my presentation on? Okay. Apologies because I can't see from that side, colleagues, but I think the first slide is the race logo. I think maybe there might be questions around how did we then make a decision on the race logo. I think the Diamonds and Dorings Kimberley Bighole Marathon, the name itself resonates with the Northern Cape, and everyone who knows the Diamonds and Dorings, it's quite a key event in the province. So we thought that the race itself should fall under that umbrella of Diamonds and Dorings, and the Kimberley Bighole Marathon, we're just across the street, which is really an iconic site and monumental site for the province. There is also the rustic orange, which is significance of our terrain in the Northern Cape, and I think also the quiver tree. Sorry, guys, my apologies because I don't see on which slide. I think, Kerry, you can move to the next slide. I think before we start anything, our race needs to be sanctioned. It needs to be sanctioned by ASA. We are also privileged to have the president of ASA, Ntate Moloi, being present here. The race has been endorsed. It has been sanctioned by ASA, so we have the green light in terms of hosting the race. I think the mayor has indicated that it has been added on ASA's race calendar for 2025, 2026. The time period that we actually applied, but because of we have leaders that really understand the vision that the province wanted to make a reality, so they supported it. So we have the race being sanctioned by ASA. So I think the next slide is just the race pamphlet. I think the athletes will be more interested in this. The race itself, it's a marathon. For those who might not necessarily know, a marathon is 42.2 kilometers. We will also have a 21 kilometers, a 10 kilometers, and a 5 kilometers, which are all official races. So we accommodate for everyone. We accommodate for walkers. So if you are not on the fit side of it, you can take a 5 kilometers. I know the MECs, all of them have committed to do a 42. 42 kilometers. You'll also see the race entries. It's quite reasonable for runners. You know that if you run a 42 kilometers, you're looking at anything between 400 to 600. If you go to iconic races outside of the province, we're talking anything between 800 to 1,500. So that's quite reasonable. The prize money, guys, it's about 1.2 million worth of prize money. I think Bruce is here. ASA is here. They can tell you it's one of the biggest prize money, combined prize money I think is the second biggest, and I'm speaking under correction. 1.2 million, the 42-kilometer winner, both male and female, stand an opportunity to take 200,000. So runners will be flocking. That's why we have Thato Setlholo here as a race ambassador. It's quite a huge amount that the provincial government and the sponsors has committed to make this race a reality. Your 21 kilometers, it's 50,000 rands, and then your 10 kilometers, that's number one, both male and female, and your 5 kilometers, it's about 5,000 rands, if I'm not mistaken. But what's also good is normally when we have these big races in the province, our athletes, if our provincial athletes don't perform well, they are normally excluded from the prize money. So what we have actually done, firstly, was to then have your prize money at least being split from 1 up until 10 for all the distances. So which is really good. That gives an opportunity for a lot of athletes to actually benefit from the 1.2 million. But we have also created a provincial race, provincial prize money, which is just here at the bottom. So which means that your local athletes can actually double dip. So if you are a local athlete, you belong to any of the federation in the province, it's AGW or Northwestern Cape Federation, you stand an opportunity. If you are not on top, then you can, then at least, but if you are in the top 10, you can actually double dip. So it's quite good news for us as a province. The age categories, those that are not running fast or on the elderly side of life, there is also an opportunity there to get a 500 rands if you come anywhere, whether you are first or second or third. Those are the different categories. I think the most important thing also is the date of the race, which is the 22nd of November. There was a little bit of maybe a consideration of Soweto Marathon, which will be happening on the 29th. But our prize money, it's quite handsome. So I think some of the runners will really come to the province to run this iconic race. And we're saying iconic race because we are most probably the only province without an iconic race. Most of the province, I think Bloemfontein has now launched, I think Lima Mall, which is almost becoming an iconic race. Your Cape Town has got a couple, Soweto has got their own big race. So the Northern Cape was almost the only race, the only province that did not have an iconic race. I think the most important thing also is this badge, which is the Comrades qualifier. In the province, I think maybe in Kimberley, most probably we have, if not 3, Comrades qualifying race. For those who are in the running space would know that you don't wake up and go and run Comrades. You need to qualify. So you need to do a marathon in 4 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. So we are giving our athletes an opportunity to qualify locally. It will be just post Sanlam, leading up to Soweto. So those that cannot travel to Soweto has got an opportunity to then qualify at home. We have also reduced the temporary licenses for the 5 kilometers because we know in most cases our 5 kilometer runners, that's where the influx of people then come and just enjoy. The temporary, I think there's a lot of local 5 kilometers here. Yeah. So we have reduced actually the temporary licenses. Your normal temporary license, it's about 70 rands. We have reduced it to 50 rands for the 5 kilometers. I don't know if I've covered everything. I think most importantly, it's the starting point and the finish point. We are starting at a Solplaik University, an iconic site also for the province. It's the first university in the province. We are also trying to profile the university. Kerry, I think you can go to the next slide. We have identified a couple of race ambassadors. The race ambassadors are the guys who might have done exceptionally well in athletics, or people that has got following who can really draw crowds to then come and support our race. Ntate Setlholo, if I may ask you, Ntate Setlholo, maybe to just Maybe just stand so that the audience can see you. For those that doesn't know, Ntate Dijana, Tete is the current Comrades Marathon champion. He ran 3 Comrades. No, he did not run. He won 3 Comrades. There's been a very an intense debate between him and the legend Ntate Bruce Fordyce, who's also a 9-time Comrades Marathon runner. So Ntate Dijana is a race ambassador. He will be running the race, and he is hoping to get a share of that 200,000. Thank you, Ntate Dijana. I think we can go to the next slide. We have Ntate Bruce Fordyce. Bruce, if you can. For those, Bruce, those that has been following Comrades would know that there's no one who has done exceptionally well compared to Bruce. He won 9 Comrades. He ran, I think, over 30. Yes, he ran over 30 Comrades marathons. He then won 9 of them. So we have a legend in the house. He's also our race ambassador. You can go to the next one, Kerry. I think the race would not be complete if we did not also bring our local athletes. We have Arthur Junkies. Arthur, he's just at the back there. I think for those who follow the local clubs would acknowledge that Arthur is always on the podium. When it comes to prize money in the province, Arthur has ran a couple of iconic races. He is currently, I think, in the top 10 of 2 Oceans Marathon. Now, 2 Oceans, to be top 10 in 2 Oceans Marathon, you need to be properly fit. So he will be one of our race ambassadors. We have also Gertes. Gertes has been, I think, the South African national champion. His record was just recently broken. So Gertes will definitely also be one of our race ambassadors. He will not be, he's not available for today, but he will be one of our race ambassadors. You can just go to the next, Kerry. Premier is asking, where is women? I don't have an answer, Premier. I think they are on the ambassador slide. So these are the marathon influencers. These are guys who are actively involved in running. They have a huge following. They normally draw crowds when it comes to local and national races. So we have Fit Mase, we have Fundiswa, and then we have Sipho Marima. If you have an opportunity, you can follow them. You can see what the guys are doing. We're hoping that these guys will also bring a couple of runners outside of the province to come and support our race. Can go to the next. I think maybe just driving traction for the race and registrations. We have a couple of teasers that we've put together to ensure that we just speed up our registrations for teasers, those that will be doing your 42 kilometers. I think you guys can go and spread the word. You'll start seeing artwork coming through. If you are doing 42 kilometers, I mean, you enter with 250, then you get an opportunity, if you are in the first 100, to get a race t-shirt, socks, and a visor, which is an open cap. So go and spread the words, runners, and not only runners, social runners also. We did not just accommodate for the 42 kilometers, we accommodated for all the, the distances. I think the next one would be the 21 kilometers. 21 kilometers, you get a race t-shirt, you get socks, and then your 10 kilometers. You also get the race t-shirt and a buff, and then your 5 kilometer. The 5 kilometers, also a race and a t-shirt. I think what I just need to quickly touch base on is I think the safety precautions that we have put in place for the race. The race itself, it's a 42 kilometers. The race will start from Solplaiki. We are trying to also include a lot of iconic sites. Some of the confirmed iconic sites that we will be profiling is the Oppenheimer Garden, obviously starting from the university. We'll go through the Oppenheimer Garden. We'll go through the Monument of the Death, which is the circle. We'll definitely be going through the provincial legislature. We'll do the big hole. So we will be passing through this. If you are running 21 kilometers, 10, and your 42 kilometers, you'll get an opportunity to run through the big hole. We'll go through Kgaleshewe, the Maibuye Uprising Precinct, the Maibuye Center. Those are some of the iconic sites that we will definitely be profiling in the race. Safety is always a concern when it comes to races. We have, for each and every race, you need to comply with the events management for the race. We have then done our section 6.5 application to the municipality, which requires us at least to have paramedics, we need to have traffic, we need to have all of those safety precautions, security on the route, police. We have activated subs, we have official sponsors like Munyangan who will be doing the patrol on the route to ensure that the race itself is safe and our runners and whoever, whether it's sponsors, are safe as we run through the entire Kimberley. We are also trying to get in contact with Community Watch Association so that we can just beef up from a security perspective. We definitely cognizant of the fact that in bigger races, sometimes the runners do get lost. Busy intersection will be manned by your traffic departments. We have the district traffic department and the local traffic department that has committed. They are on board, but for each and every intersection, at least key intersection, we have about 50 marshals, if not more, that we have ensured that they are going to guide our runners. Security is always a concern. We are making a point that all of the busy intersections should also be patrolled. One is also cognizant that the race is running on a Saturday. So we know when you go to Kgaleshewe Saturdays, it's funerals. We're trying to avoid busy intersections. Going into Kgaleshewe, the busiest route that we're going to run, I think it's Ulana. We'll have Sochwareng. And we'll have Seleke, and then we'll have the Bartley Road coming back into town. We're trying to avoid Nobengula, and we're avoiding Nobengula because of the Patsimang intersection. It's always a bit busy when it comes to Saturday. So that's a safety precaution that we're really trying to ensure that we don't get into issues with. The prize money is 200,000. When you have a race with that prize money, there is always a risk of cheating, and cheating comes in different forms, whether it's doping, whether it's someone just rocking up at 10 kilometers, all fresh, and then claims the prize. So we are also trying to put that in place, to put measures in place. And so one, we are looking at the possibility of subjecting all our winners to a doping test. So if you are hoping that you are just going to rock up and take a 200,000, you will be tested. Apparently, the premier says that we need to watch out for the MEC of Health, Marupi, or the first doping test. Yeah. So there is always the risk of people doping. There is also cheating, where someone you see them at the start, all of a sudden they go to the toilet, and then the guy just rocks up at 10 kilometers, and the guy is all fresh, and everyone is sweating. So we are also trying to ensure that we safeguard against that. We will have lead cars. I think you guys can see the beautiful cars that are standing just at the back there. Mercedes-Benz, it's on board as the lead car. I think the sponsors for Mercedes-Benz, I think if you can just, yeah, so The lead cars, our athletes, number one, the first and the second for all distances will then be led by Mercedes-Benz. We are also putting in place things like your cyclists to ensure that if maybe there is a shortage in terms of the lead cars, then the cyclists would then be in a position to then cover that gap. We'll definitely also be having multiple timing points. And for those, most probably, if I need to just expand a bit. So when you start the race, normally there is a mat that will most probably just indicate your starting point and your starting time. And then along the route, because of the 42 kilometer, it's so long, we need at least 2 scanning points, which means that you cannot just appear all of a sudden in Kgaleshewe and you have not passed at the legislature. Unfortunately, we cannot disclose where we are going to place those timing mats, because of those timing mats then give us an indication that you indeed did pass through the legislature or the second point. So for the 42 kilometers, we'll have 2 timing mats. It will be at the start, 3 actually at the start and 2 in the middle to ensure that we just close that gap. The 21 kilometers will have 1, and then the 10 kilometers will also have 1, and then the 5 kilometer will also have 1. Yeah, I think I've covered almost everything from my side with regards to the race. We're very much excited. 1.2 million, that's a huge commitment from the provincial government and the sponsors. And I really think that the provincial government, through the Premier and the MEC of Sports, the leadership of the province deserves a round of applause for that one, guys. Tate Jerry, I think the race overview I've done. I don't know if there is any questions, or we'll address the questions most probably at a later stage. Thank you. Oh, the video, okay. I think this is the simulation video. It will just show the route that the race will be taking. It's the 42 kilometer route. It's quite long, guys, so brace yourself. Those that will be running the 42 kilometers, which is the MECs, most of them. Thanks.
Once again, let's give the president of AGW another round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Well done. Nicely done.